Aries, it's Unique Divination, and you are tuned in to Urban Mystic TV. And I am here with your January 2019 reading. Okay? Let's see what the cards have in store for you. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Eastern time. I slept all day. But that's because I worked overnight Sunday, and then I didn't go to sleep Sunday, and then I just crashed all day today. And now I'm up, and I can't sleep. And I've got to take my kids to school in 3.5 hours. I'll probably pass out around 5 o'clock somewhere, and then get up at 6:30 to take them to school. The Chariot. Really good card, Aries. So, the Chariot, and it has the Cancer sign on here. Aries. Of course, like everybody else, you've got a lot going on. There are a lot of decisions that are on the table for you to make, and you kind of feel overwhelmed, lost, don't know what to do, okay? The Crab is on here. So when I think of Cancer, I think of maybe there are some emotions that we are not processing, that you're internalizing, but you're not doing anything with them. You're not processing these emotions. You're not transmutating these emotions. They're just sitting in you, brooding, okay? So for the month of January, we need to focus on our emotions. We need to focus on how to process them. We need to focus on how to transmutate them. And that transmutation basically means taking something and making it into something else. Like, for instance, when people are angry and they turn that anger into motivation. Like if somebody says, hey, you can't do that. You're too stupid to do it. I'm just making up an example. It could be about anything. And you're like, you know what? That just made me very mad and just pissed me off that somebody told me that I can't do something. Let me show them. And then you accomplish the very thing that people or the person told you that you couldn't do. So that's an example of transmutating energy, okay, or emotions. So for the month of January, Aries, I need for you to work on processing how you feel. You can't run from feelings, you know. Negative and positive feelings are there to feel so that we know what frequency we want to be on. Pain is there so that we know how to recognize pleasure. Sorrow is there so that we know how to recognize happiness. And so while recognizing these emotions that you are going through, you have to articulate how they make you feel. How do you feel when you're angry? Why are you angry? You need to journal, you need to blog, you need to write, you need to do music, and that comes into the transmutation piece. Okay, so once you've processed, once you understand why you're angry, once you understand what triggers, not even angry, just understand your emotions. Once you understand what triggers your emotions, bask in it and then release, okay? Release also is good. If you don't know how to transmutate, then I recognize just working on releasing. You can release through the new moon. You can release on the waning moon and full moon. If you're not into working under the moon cycles, if you just want to do the work period, you can do it at any given time. Release. Release emotions and feelings that no longer serve purpose to you, that are just holding you back. The number one emotion that holds me back is fear. Okay? I have fear and I have anxiety about a lot of things. My number one fear is doing YouTube videos, which I'm doing them. You know, it's my calling. This is not something that I signed up to do. Like, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and do tarot readings because I want to. No, I was called to do it. And so one of the things that I realized that I had to work through was the fear of the camera, the fear of putting videos out and being judged. But in this day and age, everybody judges. So those were things that I had to process. Why do I feel like this? What can I do to help? You know, and then I just realized that fear is an illusion, and you can still work through fear. Once you work through the fear, you realize, like, what was I even really afraid of? You know what I mean? And then if you continue to do what you do, repeat the steps or whatever emotion you're feeling, mine was fear, it will go away eventually, or it may not, you know? Fear of the unknown, of getting out of my comfort zone, is another thing that I have to deal with, right? So those are just some things that I wanted to bring up as far as emotions, how to work through them, what can you do, you know? And so the Chariot represents pushing forward. And so this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to push forward, right? You're holding yourself back by holding on to these emotions that are not serving you any purpose any longer. You're holding yourself back. Nobody else is doing it but you, Aries, okay? So like I said, instead of internalizing those emotions, let's work on getting them out. Before we even work on getting them out, let's process them. Let's feel them. Let's see how it makes us feel. And then we can either release that feeling. We can release the situations that bring about the feeling if you keep holding on to things of the past. Or you can transmutate and direct those feelings towards accomplishing things, doing things, exercising, being creative, whatever. But continue to move forward. Don't let situations that are happening in your life get you down. Life is about ups and downs. I know that's easier said than to really understand that, but you will get through whatever you're getting through, Aries, okay? So this concludes my January 2019 reading for Aries. Thank you for viewing. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There are 2 links of importance that I ask that you check out in my description. My Patreon account, where I provide personal monthly readings to you via email. In a spread, the spread is based on the tier that you choose, right? Along with some other exclusive content. Excuse me, and second, my daughter is leaving out of the country and I have to raise money. And so I have a GoFundMe link. All right, so either you can donate or you can share. Either way, I appreciate it. Whatever you decide to do. And I will see you in February, Aries, okay? All right, have a good one.